Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel today. Today guys, we have another episode of our Sorare26 Road to Glory, and we're going to be kicking things off with our Claim Your Glory rewards from the previous game week. Now, I don't think there's too much in here, but we are going to claim this to start off this episode. A lot more things to come with the next game week coming in. I've got the lineups coming and I'll show you that later in the video. I've got a couple of spins included as well, and also some gallery overview of the new cards that we have picked up for the future game weeks ready for the new seasons in the Premier League, French League, Dutch League and Contender as well. So make sure to leave a like on the video, comment and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you for the support on the first video, and let's just get straight into this glory. There's not too much, I don't think, so let's see what we did manage to get in the previous game week. So our keeper actually managed to get leveled up here. The Wolf's gone up to level 3, which is always nice to see. Obviously I've used quite a lot of XP on different players that I've been getting. So our rewards, we did get 250 essence with the 8 with the, I think it's 3% bonus. I could be wrong there, but we've got 8 added essence, so 258 essence overall. We're going to click on check my results to see where we did get that from. Starting off with Contender, I mean, on paper, this lineup, I mean, I thought I would be able to get the 250 points for the first streak, no problem. And unfortunately, I mean, the keeper, Tangvik, unfortunately conceded 4, but he got a 15, which is really bad. As you can see, our central midfielder, who was the extra player, did concede a penalty and lost 5-1, so he got a score of 29, which again isn't really good. And then Emerson also had a really bad game and then 1-1 draw. Lino did okay. The captain didn't really do much and they lost 1-0. But if you look at these 3 scores that scored terribly, we've still nearly hit the points. And these are the only 5 players that I had in the club available to use in Contender this week in season. So looking forward, like, I'm not worried at all in terms of hitting these streaks, or at least the first streak every week, because look at these 3 poor, like, terrible scores, and we still managed to get 218. So we're not really that far off it. So I'm not too worried going into Contender. Obviously, I'm waiting for the J League to come back, Championship to start, a French second division, and then obviously I've got these Bundesliga 2 players. But I'm not too worried about that lineup. Obviously, we didn't win anything from there. The arena, unfortunately, I think I really misread putting this team into the arena because I didn't get any decisives. I mean, when you look at it, 80 points away from like a top 3, and then 81 or 82 pretty much from 250 finishing second. I mean, all you really needed was like a decisive. So I mean, it's not, yeah, it just probably wasn't a great arena lineup for myself. So I think going forward when I'm doing arenas, I'm going to really kind of judge and like plan arenas better than just throwing. I think I kind of just threw these players in because I had enough players to put an arena in. So I'm definitely going to change up my strategy for arena, especially when all the leagues come back. I'm going to have so many cards to use, which is kind of what I'm waiting for. And then we go into All-Star, and this is where we did get the 258 essence. So when we look at Team A, obviously Rangers conceded really late on in the game. Engel did get the assist for Evander's goal, I'm pretty sure that was. So those 2 kind of really helped me get some points there. I mean, look at that for Evander. I mean, we did get 81 bonus points with this lineup as well. And realistically, apart from 2 actual decisives, and then obviously our midfielder in the JPL also scoring quite high in a 5-0 win, we didn't really kind of get many like crazy scores, but we still managed to get 506 essence. And we were close to 500 as well, only 7 points off. And then all it comes down to is, like, I picked Suter in this lineup because I thought he scores quite well in games. And then Tavernier is the one that scores. So, you know, extra points there, I would have been finishing in the like kind of 500 essence area, which it's okay. It's not too worrying. It's just like, it's a bit frustrating sometimes when I pick these arena teams. I think I need to just kind of have a bit more strategy to them, but I'm kind of just waiting until I get every card back, because at the moment I've only got like Rangers have started their league, and then we've got the MLS boys because they're in that Leagues Cup, and just kind of, yeah, I feel like once I've got every card available in my gallery, I think All-Star for me will be much better. Moving on into Team B, again, not really great scores from Diamandi, Danilo Fernandez, and then Kratzig, he actually got an assist and was on a decent score, and then he got sent off with a second yellow card, so his score went right down. Tavernier obviously getting the goal and captain, he got the bonus points as well. So 61 bonus in there. It's just one of those 49 points away from essence, which, you know, look at these 2 scores. I mean, not really. you kind of need at least 2 decisives, I'd say, maybe even 3 to kind of get yourself up towards any essence, which is fine. And then into Team C, Jeffy didn't actually play. I'm really surprised. I thought, because Max Aarons played quite bad at left back in the midweek game, I kind of thought that he was going to get a game, but he didn't. Yedlin had a stinker. David didn't actually come on. I thought he normally comes on or starts like every now and then, but it is what it is. Vanaken 63, Stojkovic, I mean, 77 points. He was going to be my classic, well, he was going to play in this team. And if I did, I would have got the first streak for this contender team. So again, that is just last minute changes that I probably didn't need to make. And obviously it didn't pay off. Team D, now this was just a team made up of like kind of players that I didn't think were going to play, like Pau, Baron. He actually did come on in the end. Dessers came on. We did actually get one player getting a decisive. Hyun Taek. I definitely butchered his name, but he got a decisive. I wasn't really, these are just leftovers. I wasn't expecting anything. It was just trying to put them in and try and get some essence. But we were 78 points off. Not too bad. But with us gaining that 258 essence, it now unlocks enough essence to do a craft. Now, I've done a couple already on this Sorare26. Obviously, I hadn't uploaded or recorded any videos or had the idea of doing so before that. So this is going to be our first one on the channel, which I'm super excited for. If I do get a like tier 2, 1 or star like kind of mix up, I'll use the, I think 5 leagues. I'm going to use both of these if I can. So let's just hope for the best. If it's just a plain one, then I'm not going to bother. And I think, yeah, it's just a normal one. So I'm not going to use these kind of reveal cards because I feel like it's just a waste when you know you haven't got a star player in there. So I'm just going to go for this one. I'm going to click confirm. Yuta Matsumura. And there was a lot of other players in there, but I don't think, I mean, I've already got him in my Cincinnati stack. I'm not too sure if any of these guys play. So Yuta Matsumura is the player that we did get. I'm going to claim him and we're just going to see if he plays. I'll be hopeful that he plays. Obviously, I have no idea. So then, guys, it took a good like 15 minutes for my crafted card to come into my card collection. But as you can see down here, he does actually play in the J League, which is quite interesting. Now, as you can see, most of them are off the bench, which is fine. I can have him in like my 4th lineup and just have him on as like one of the teams that I have like a rotational. But he obviously is still an in-season card, which is really, really nice to see. I mean, obviously, he's only worth like 70 odd p, 80p at most. But for a crafted card, I will take that. He can be someone that we can use potentially in a lineups to come. So that's not a bad craft to get. It's better than getting a DMP player. That is everything done with rewards and crafting for today's video. We're going to move on into the upcoming game week, new cards that we have picked up and a couple of spins here and there. So let's dive into the next part of the video. We have managed to pick up another token for the Sorare wheel. I think this is because we did get outbidded on one of the Strasbourg players that I was trying to buy. So I think if you're 2nd or 3rd from getting the player, you get a token or a ticket. So we're going to spin it now and see if we can collect something instead of getting a miss, and we're going to get a miss, unfortunately, this time round. Guys, a bit of a gallery update since the last time we did make a video. I've been doing a lot of purchasing in terms of collections, especially in season cards for the upcoming leagues. My main focus has been on the Chelsea players, which I will go through now. But since the last video, I did end up buying 2 classic Sanchez's. Now, obviously, I had one of this card from last season's collection, and I did have 2 of his 2023-24 cards, but I did decide to sell them and buy these 2 just for the collection bonus, because obviously I've got him in the main collection with the max 5%, whereas the 2023 one I didn't really have that much in bonuses or that many players in the club in the collection. So I thought it'd just be better just to go out and get some Sanchez cards from this, well, last season. And then we started to get our Chelsea cards for the new in-season collection. Alfie Gilchrist, now he is probably going to be sold. I'm hoping he goes for Championship Club because I can use him in contender in season, and with that Chelsea bonus it'll be a really, really good bonus to have. Since I recorded the video, Broja has actually gone to Burnley on a permanent transfer. So again, this is another really good pickup in terms of utility now. Whereas before he probably wasn't going to play for Chelsea. He's got that 11% bonus and he will be hopefully starting for Burnley up front. And it's just another player I can use for in-season. And as we go along the list, a lot of squad players from Chelsea, which is obviously, I just wanted to get the 5% bonus, which I have now. Leslie Ugochukwu, He's actually gone to Burnley. Today is when I'm recording this on the Monday. He is now permanently gone to Burnley. So him and Brozier have permanently signed to Burnley. Really, really good for me because I can use both of them in season and get the 5% bonus from the collection of Chelsea. So I won't unveil these cards. I'll just leave them like this, which I did last season anyway. Picked up George as well. I think he's going to go, to be honest, I probably think he's going to go on a permanent deal to Germany, it sounds like, looking at the rumours. I think it's just an easy pickup, another card that I can use in season if he does leave. Gittins, now I probably overpaid for him because I bought him 4 days ago, where now his price is probably around £20. So I think I was just too eager to get these collections and get these cards in. But I'm really looking forward to watching Gittins play this season for Chelsea. And a couple of other players that I'm just getting the collection bonus, get them while they're still at Chelsea. I think Diazzi will probably be loaned or sold. Jackson, I'm really not too sure about if he's going to be sold or not. It said I bought him for £18, but I did use market credits on him and I only paid like a tenner. I'm not too fussed about that. A lot of these players I've actually used market credits on, so some of them do seem quite high, but I've actually used market credits. So I've noted this down in my spreadsheet, which players I have used market credits for. Sterling, I think he's going to be going permanently. I'm just hoping it's not Saudi and it's in a usable league, ideally the Premier League or somewhere in Europe, just so I can have that utility for the in-season. Dewsbury Hall, again, as of recording this on the Monday, he's now gone to Everton on a permanent deal. That's him, Chugu and Brozier, all in-season cards I can use now because realistically they weren't going to play for Chelsea this season. Mark Guiu is another one. He's gone on loan to Sunderland. I'm hoping he can really kick on there, get a lot of game time, a lot of Premier League minutes, and hopefully get a few goals, some good scores for us. I actually did craft this from a crafting, which I should have probably recorded, but I think I crafted this card before I actually started making the first video. So nice. And I put him up for £4. If he sells, he sells. I don't think he will. I'd rather just sell him than use him, to be honest with you. Our first pickup outside of the Chelsea players was a player in the Bundesliga 2 for Dusseldorf. Now, unfortunately, the first game he played, he conceded a penalty, and unfortunately, got a 29, which wasn't the best, wasn't ideal, and they got beat 5-1 also. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce his name. I'm going to absolutely butcher that. But I thought, he seemed pretty cheap. I thought I'm going to bring him in. I paid like, what, £6.91 for him, just to have that contender utility and just have like a cheap team and contender just to try and hit the streaks every week if possible. And that's why I brought him in. Obviously, he didn't have a first good game at all, giving away a penalty. And then another list of Chelsea players. Chukwuemeka, I think he's going to Dortmund on a permanent deal. So another player that I can use in season, which I'm happy with. And here come a couple of big signings to the collection. Cucurella, Sanchez, and Enzo Fernandez in season. These three will be going in my first and main squad alongside my classic Palmer in season for the first week of the Premier League. Chilwell, I just bought him for the collection just to have. I don't really know what's happening with him. It sounds like he's not really got any interest in anyone. So I'm going to have to try and wait and see. Hope he just gets a move to like a team that I can have in utility, and not somewhere like Saudi or somewhere that doesn't cover so rare. Nkunku seems like he's on his way out. Just trying to wait and see kind of where he's going. I would really like him to go back to Leipzig. I feel like he would perform really well in the Bundesliga again. And for £16, I thought, you know what, I'll take him before he transfers, just in case, his price might go up transferring somewhere where he's going to be a nailed-on starter. Chalobah, now I don't know, because Fofana is back in training, and I don't know if Chalobah is going to be starting for us. He might even transfer. I really don't know at this moment. But I did use market credits on him, so I got him for around £12, which I thought, you know what, it's a good deal. He might get game time for Chelsea this season, or he might transfer. So I thought, hey, for the market credits, to just pick him up while I can. Renato Vega, I have a bad feeling he's going to be going to Saudi with Felix and Ronaldo at Al Nassr. But I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get him while he's a bit low for the collection bonus. If he moves to Saudi, I'll just vault him and take the points. How much does he have vault? He's 20. So if he goes to Saudi, I'll get 20 points and get closer to my collection bonus going up. And then obviously I also did buy a Fofana. I bought him yesterday because his price was just so low, and I was like, obviously I know he hasn't played and he's been injured for so long, but actually today, like I mentioned before, he's been spotted in training on the first day of the Chelsea players back in training. So I think once he's fully fit, he'll be a starting player next to Colwill in the defence. So I thought for £9, I may as well pick him up now. Stano was one of the other players that I did pick up outside of the Chelsea cards. He's going to be in my Eredivisie starting in-season lineups. I looked at his scores. I mean, like, he's got a couple of good scores there in May and one in April. Didn't play much there in that time, maybe injured. He's kind of average scores there. And then when you kind of look back in here, he does score quite well. Now, if I just want to use someone like this just to try and farm streaks in the first couple of weeks, then I think he's a good pickup for £18.50. Sorry, I did actually use market credits on him, so he was £14. I thought, you know what, it's a good pickup. I think he's going to be someone that I can use in season in the Eredivisie instead of having to pay the premium for some of the players like out there at the moment. I feel like because Chelsea is my main kind of focus, I just want to get at least 1 or 2 lineups in each leagues just to try and bolster and attack those hot streaks, which is the plan in action, hopefully. And then today I did end up picking up a Chuba Akpom. Now he's just transferred to Birmingham. He is, I think it's a loan deal with an obligation to buy if they get promoted to the Premier League. For £6, I was like, you know what, he could really do well at Birmingham in the Championship. So I thought I'd take a punt. £6, it's a really cheap deal. He'll play contender in season, and I've got a lot of utility in contender at the moment, but obviously a lot of it is J League, which will be coming to an end in, like, I think is it September, maybe October, August. I can't really remember which time of the month it is, but he's an in-season card that I will be able to use. And if the likes of Alfie Gilchrist go to the Championship, another in-season card I can use in that league. Same if Kellerman maybe goes on loan in the Championship. I don't really know what's going to happen with him. But overall, that is kind of where we're at in terms of new pieces to the collection, to the Sorare club, if you want to call it. I think we're in a really good space at the moment. Obviously, at the moment, I really do want to pick up some Strasbourg players. They have just come out today, but I feel like I'm going to just wait and hold off on them, because I feel like the prices are going to settle quite a bit. So that's the overview of the cards that we've picked up across the past week or so. So then, guys, we have our first golden spin on the channel. Obviously, I've done a few of these already, but I just haven't recorded any of them. So I thought, you know, I collected up enough tokens from buying players. I thought, let's give it a go and show you guys what we do get. So we're going to spin now and see what we can get. Competition clue, I would take that for our next essence craft. Literally, as I finished recording the part of the new collections that I did pick up, or the new cards, we did actually win our bid for Oyedele, one of my Strasbourg players that I did pick up. He's actually the first one of the collection that I've bought. Now, the Strasbourg cards did come out today with the Ligue 1, and I think he's got a really high ceiling for Strasbourg. He's just signed for Strasbourg. Again, look at this against Chelsea in the Conference League, a 71 and a 78 when he was playing for Legia Warsaw. So I think he's going to be a really key player in that central midfield role. We picked him up for £13.29, which I think across the season is actually a good pickup. I'm really, really happy with that. And with that, we do actually get 2 free spins. So we're going to spin these now and see if we can pick up anything. I'm hoping for like market credits. I mean, a tier 1 would be amazing, or 1,000 essence. I'll take the 500 XP, keep building the XP, and keep putting on these new in-season cards that I do get. And then we're going to spin the last ticket here again and see if we can pick up something good. And we're probably going to get a miss here, and we do, which is unfortunate. But, you know, we're getting a lot of these tokens, which I'm happy with. 6 out of 10 for the next golden spin. But yeah, let's move on into the game week, or the new upcoming game week lineups. So then, guys, we're going into game week 101 here, and we're going to be showing you the lineups that I have built for these midweek European games. Now, the first lineup is under 23. Now, I did actually record this video previously and was about to edit it, and then I actually made a lot of changes just before the game week deadline was up. So I'm about to re-record this and just show you kind of what I changed and show you the lineups that we're going in with this game week. Under 23s only had enough players to do 1 lineup this week. Going off the back of last week, we actually managed to get a decent bit of essence. So I wanted to try and put a strong lineup in under 23, because as you can see, only 5,120 people are playing this week. Whereas you look at All-Star and there's 35,000 people. So I feel like putting a team together in under 23s as strong as I can is probably a better chance of me rewarding myself, or getting rewards. The Polster goes Cassius, Hicknaz, Parrot, Poku, and Valenzuela is the other player in the team. If I'm looking at this team and looking at last week's results, AZ absolutely smashed the team they played at home. And as you can see, AZ are playing at home once again in the qualification for the Conference League. And the scores from last week were really, really good. Troy Parrott got 2 goals in the 75. He actually got taken off pretty early last week. But again, as you can see, 2 goals, a really, really good score from him. Poku last week got an 80 with a goal and assist as well. Go's got a clean sheet and he got 78 as well. So again, these are really, really good scores. Cassius got 100. I mean, he got a goal and kept a clean sheet, and he actually played really, really well from what I watched. So overall, I think this is a really solid lineup for under 23s, and we got a better chance of hitting rewards. As you can see here, this is kind of what we're working towards. I would love to try and get ourselves a tier 2 or a tier 1, but we'll just have to wait and see. I think it's a strong lineup. Troy Parrott captain. I think he's going to get a couple of goals on Thursday night. Then we move on into All-Star here. Now, I kind of mixed and matched around with these lineups quite a lot before the deadline. For Team A, there's a couple of AZ players and Cincinnati players. Cincinnati need to win, I think, if they want to progress into the next round of the cup thing that they're playing in. And AZ are at home, so I'm really confident with them performing as well. The only player in this lineup that I'm a bit concerned about is John Duran. He plays Feyenoord away from home, and I don't really know if he's going to start. I would expect him to start since they've just loaned him in from Al Nassr. But at the moment, I mean, has he played enough friendly minutes? Has he really kind of, played enough to warrant and start? I'm not too sure, so he could be someone that maybe doesn't start or doesn't play. So, I'm hoping not for Evander, Engel, Zoet de Witt and Mynans to kind of give us the big boost in that team. Into Team B now, Zoet and Penetra is the double AZ here. We've got Yedlin as well. He hasn't been scoring very well on Sorare the past few game weeks, but he is probably a nailed starter at right back or right wing back. Vanaken captain against Salzburg. Tricky game away from home, but I think he can perform there. And Bertassini has obviously just transferred to Anderlecht, so I don't know if he's going to start. I've just put him in because I feel like he will play, whether or not that is a start or coming off the bench. So that team, I mean, this team I'm not too confident with, to be honest. It's just kind of getting players in this team that I kind of thought that were going to start, apart from Bertassini, who's the only one who I don't think is going to start. We then move on into Team C. I've gone for the double Cincinnati defense. I think, they really need to win, and I think that they can do so and keep a clean sheet. Kratzik, obviously, he got sent off in his game on the weekend, but he can still play in this tournament. So I've put him in. Obviously, Vanaken as captain on the other team. I want both of them to score well, so I think one of them's going to and one of them's not. And then just a couple of players. I think Joao Mario is probably going to come off the bench. Same as Zivkovic. I think he comes off the bench pretty much every game. So this is kind of just a team just to try and get into that essence if we can. And then Team D. Now, Besiktas were a late entry into the game week, which honestly, there's about 10 minutes left of the deadline. And I was just double checking to see if there's any cards that I could put in. And then the whole of the Besiktas stack, that collection that I've got, were available. So I've just gone heavy with them. I've pretty much picked 6 starters for Besiktas with Abraham up top. Rafa captain, I think he's probably going to be the highest scorer out of the team. And Bucha is going in to be the last player for Cincinnati. He came off the bench in the last game. I feel like he's going to get a start. I feel like he was just getting rested. But obviously, looking at Sorare Inside and stuff, he is predicted to start. So that is kind of the overall kind of game week going into game week 101. I'm pretty confident with this under 23s team to return at least a decent bit of essence, if I'm being honest. Team A, not too. I think Team A is the most one that I'm confident with, apart from Duran. And then the rest I've just kind of put together people that I'm going to start. Having said that, because Team D was a late entry, this is probably one of the most favourable teams that I've got out. I think Team D, Team A, and the under 23 lineup is going to bring us some essence back. I'm pretty confident with. And then obviously in a couple of days' time, we do have game week 102, which I will do a separate video. That is going to be episode 3 of the Road to Glory. And then we'll go from there. So that is going to be the end of the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy once again. I'm really enjoying this kind of start to Sorare content on YouTube. And I hope you guys are enjoying as well. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new around here. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.